I'm Jess from Fabulous Shoe Monday and welcome to the first of my Glam series. Having fabulous shoes can sometimes be a little bit expensive, so I'm here to show you how you can have fabulous shoes at a fraction of the cost. It's a little bit of work, but it's nothing too hard. So the first pair of shoes we're going to make today is how to diamante the heel of a pair of shoes, and we've got Z shoes. I've got Gem Bond, Craft Smart. Any type of glue will work as long as it dries clear. So if you're at Spotlight or your local craft store, just check on the front. It says that you can do thicker than Rhinestone, so that's obviously a good indication. And that it also dries clear. That's a must. So I have here my diamantes. I accidentally bought the Hot Fix diamantes. Not required. Just plain diamantes are fine, unless you have a hot fixer, which you're more than welcome to use. It will work on these heels, so that won't be a problem. The other item is something that's a little bit of a tip from my ballroom dancing days. So it can be a little bit tricky at times to pick up the diamantes. So if you actually just get some Blu-tack, roll it into a ball, and on the end of a bobby pin or something similar, pop that on, work it down a little bit, and then you've got the way to pick up any diamante that you can then glue on and stick on easy without getting your fingers dirty. So let's get started. So I've put my Gem Bond down onto a foam board here that I'm using as my workspace. Probably the easiest way instead of just gluing everything. Pop a little bit of glue on your diamante and onto the shoe. It's good to have a pair of tweezers handy, or you can always use the other end of your bobby pin to just push them, align them into place. Don't be afraid if there's just a little bit of glue around, because that will dry clear, as long as you got the dry clear one, which is important. So I keep going one at a time. I'm working down in a line down the back of the centre of the shoe to start, so that at least when someone sees you from behind, they'll see a nice, neat, even row. Then after that, we'll just work around the outside. Probably a good idea to have some sort of music on while you're doing this. I'd also like to say there's one I prepared earlier, but at this stage I don't have one of those, so I'm just going to keep going and I'll show you in a moment. A little update. So I've done right down the middle, as you can see. I'm now going down the side. So if you can see there, right down the middle, and I'm starting on the side. So I'll just start working around this side and then around the other. As you know, with the circles there, if you just lodge them in between the lines of the others, you get a really tight coverage. And then if you can see sometimes a little bit of a black mark, if you can see there from the glue, that won't be a problem, so it'll be all covered, and again it'll dry clear, so that's no dramas. So as I do this, I've realised a few things that make things a little bit easier. I've found that I'm a little bit better stoning to the right of the heel, so I just keep turning it round depending on where I'm at. I've also found if you hold the shoe in between your legs, it's a lot easier to put them on. Keeps it really sturdy, doesn't move around on the bench. So while it might not be the most attractive way to do it, it makes it very, very easy. I should also note that the colour and the size of the stone is completely up to you. So I've obviously got a red shoe and I'm using just a clear crystal stone. SS20, which is very striking on the red. What would have been nice too, I was just sitting here thinking, would be the fire opal, where it goes between an orange and a red, which would look really funky on these shoes. So completely up to you. The size I've used is SS20, which is a really standard size. And you can also be really outrageous and get real Swarovski crystals. Or you can just use whatever you can find at the local shop. Look online too and check out eBay, because you can often get cheap crystals online. and they come in large bulk packs, so you can get one gross, which is 1,044 stones, don't ask me why, which you can get, and that will do you quite a number of pair of shoes. I think I've got about a quarter here of growth, and I'm three rows in, and I've hardly touched the stones that I've got. So it won't take a lot to be very effective. So I just keep on stoning. You'll work out what's best and easiest for you. And whatever's easiest for you is the right way to do it. There's no right or wrong way. So here's my update. I'm 3 in, as you can see. And I'll just keep going. When you're getting down to some fiddly areas, you might just want to get your tweezers out and do them one at a time. You just have better control over the placement of it. Though, I'll be honest, it's a little bit fiddlier. Make sure you also use a pair of tweezers you won't ever be using again on your eyebrows, because you will get the glue all over it and it's very hard to get it off. I like to keep a really straight line along the seam there. You might fiddle around with the others in the middle of it, but it's just a little bit tidier when you look at it, and then people will be looking at it from far away and you see that straight line there. Also be really careful not to get glue on any other part of the shoe, because it will stain it, particularly on this suede. So here it is, a fabulous pair of shoes for about $30. It's a little bit of work, but once you get the hang of it, it gets a lot faster. If you haven't already, please head over to www.fabulousshoemonday.com and sign up for our newsletter. We've got lots of how-tos and tips and tricks on shoes, how to wear in shoes, and all sorts of things for fabulous shoes. And don't forget to wear your fabulous shoes this coming Monday. Also sign up for our newsletter if you'd like to. For $2.90 a week you can get a whole bunch of specials from our partners, including RMK, The Iconic and shoesales.com. So please head on up and make sure you come and tune back in for Glam Shoes number 2. See you soon. Bye.